Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of our self-love month. And today we're going to be talking about how to stop negative thoughts. You know, negative thinking can contribute to problems like social anxiety and depression and stress and low self-esteem. So it's actually a very important element of self-love to minimize the effect that negative thoughts have on our minds and our bodies and our soul and our spirit. The key to changing your negative thoughts is to understand how you're actually thinking now in the present, all right? And the problems that result from the way that you're thinking. Then we can then use strategies to change these thoughts and make them have less effect on us. And that's why some people are empowered to have control over those thoughts and choose how to use them. And other people seem to get weighed down by negative thoughts all the time. So it's not really about stopping negative thoughts. In fact, I'd encourage you not to stop thoughts, all right? It might work as a Band-Aid to block it out, but they're ultimately still there and we haven't dealt with them. It's better to actually allow them to surface, be aware of them, watch them, which is what a lot of mindfulness is about, actually allowing yourself to distance and think, that's interesting that I thought that. That's the effect that is happening on me. This is how I'd normally respond. How am I going to choose to respond in this circumstance? So it's actually about stopping the way that we did things so that we can choose how to use our own power over those thoughts. And I'm all about empowerment. So these negative thoughts and beliefs could be about yourself. They could be about situations. They could be about other people. And they can certainly be a real downer to our mood. And so particularly if you're more predisposed to thinking in a negative way, thinking, you know, that automatic thought that pops into your head, I'm not good enough, or oh my gosh, I must be stupid for saying that comment, or oh my gosh, this situation's not going to work out well. They never do for me. These negative statements such as never, won't, shouldn't, things of that nature. You know, and why do we have them? They're actually very common. It actually comes down to the way human beings are made, that we're actually made from a survival perspective to look for the negative, to be ready to respond, you know. But for some of us, we're able to then have awareness and be able to then move one step ahead of those thoughts and to be able to say, when that happens, this is how I'm going to contemplate how I feel about those thoughts, and I'm going to choose to do a few things. 1, you're going to be aware of those thoughts. 2, you're going to actually choose how to respond to them. You're going to look at the way you've responded in the past. You're going to stop yourself and ask, did it add value? Did it help me in any way? Is it going to empower me towards the future? It's that choice to actually say, I'm going to rewrite that in a positive way. It doesn't mean that it's going to be dreamy. I could even phrase something like, everything is against this working out today, but I'm confident that I'm going to make the best effort possible considering the circumstances. Can you see the difference? Even if everything is going bad, you're just having one of those days. And we all have those days that kids are screaming, having tantrums, work's not done, someone's crashed into your car, you know, things are not looking good. But it's so easy to then put it into a blanket, as in catastrophize, go, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be diabolical. It's going to have a bad outcome. I might as well do nothing. You know, I've eaten 2 Tim Tams. I may as well eat the whole lot. We go for extremism. And so it doesn't have to be perfect or horrendous. It actually can be just that we had a trialing situation. If you're in the moment, once those of you who are journeying through this with that the self-love course with me and my mindset courses, you'll learn that we can actually reframe the situation, the narrative, to be able to, one, help us in that moment, but also start training our minds to start looking for the positive, speaking into the positive, and therefore you will start attracting more positives in your day. So ask yourself, you know, if you're identifying negative thoughts, were you jumping to conclusion? Were you just catastrophizing and seeing the worst possible outcome based on what had happened previously? Did you overgeneralize? You know, if something happened in one situation, is it likely to happen in all situations? Did you label it in a way that this should happen or shouldn't happen, and that's influenced your response? You know, did you have some emotional reasoning? By that, I mean, did you decide what was happening based on if you felt, you know, positive or negative or happy or sad about it? Maybe the situation is just a situation. And so I really invite you today to spend some time observing your negative thoughts, entertaining them, thinking about how were they, take the emotion out of them. It's really hard to do this when you first get into it, but you get better and better at it. And it's actually quite fascinating. Then you go, oh, hello, I know you. I know this thought. This is how I used to respond. This is how I'm going to choose to respond now. Is it my problem? Is it someone else's problem? Does it help if I get emotional about it? Does it help if I actually just see it for what it is? Does it help if I actually just see it as this one individual moment? Or does it have to be necessarily linked to other experiences I've had at previous times? So I invite you to play around with negative thoughts, which is an amazing concept. I look forward to hearing, for those of you who are journeying through the course with me, your experiences on having those mindful moments, stopping yourself in your tracks, rewriting your narrative. Make sure that you share with a group. And definitely, if you're new to this, try having a thought diary. You know, you can use your phone, you can use a piece of paper, you can use something beautiful and gloss it all up, but actually write down your thoughts, positive, negative. All things are good, all right? It's not as if it's terrible to write something down. Write it down, and then you can observe, then you can appreciate, then you can explore, then you can become empowered over. I look forward to sharing with you again tomorrow.